There's a place in our India that people call mini Switzerland. Its name is Baisaran Valley. Tourists come here not only from all corners of India, but also from many countries around the world to witness its beauty. Once upon a time, hardly anyone knew what was there in this place. Only after the abrogation of Article 370 did the entire world start coming here. As usual, on April 22nd, 2025, many tourists visited the place and were enjoying the natural beauty. Around 2:30 in the afternoon, most of them who had been wandering around stopped for lunch. A few tents were set up there and everything was quiet. Suddenly, amidst that silence, a terrifying sound erupted, the sound of machine guns. At first, no one understood what was happening. They thought it might be some Diwali-type crackers going off. But then, from one side, a large number of people came running. Before they could reach safety, they collapsed. Behind them were men armed with machine guns emerging from the forest, mercilessly shooting at the fleeing crowd. By appearance, these gunmen seemed to be dressed in Indian Army uniforms. In just a matter of seconds, that once joy-filled place was overwhelmed with terror. Their sole aim was to kill the tourists there, mainly targeting men, especially Hindus. Some tried to escape into the forest, others attempted to climb the hills, and a few even considered jumping into the valley. But the terrorists spared no one. They asked each individual's name, checked their ID cards, and in case anyone tried to pretend to be Muslim, they forced them to remove their pants to confirm. Only then did they kill them. This happened to none other than our own Indian Navy officer, Lieutenant Vinay Narwal. At that time, he had been married for only 6 days. Santosh Jagdale from Maharashtra, who came with his family to see Baisaran Valley, hid in a tent when he realized terrorists were attacking. They dragged him out from the tent and shot him to death in front of his family members. Likewise, Manjunath Rao from Karnataka had come with his wife and son to spend some peaceful time here. His son had recently done very well in some group exams, and they came to celebrate that moment. The terrorists killed him mercilessly right before his wife's eyes. She confronted them shouting, "Kill me too!" But those villains responded with, "Go tell Modi," and let her live. In this attack, at least 26 innocent people were killed and another 17 suffered severe injuries. After the incident, an organization called TRF, the Resistance Front, announced that they were the ones responsible. TRF is like a proxy for Lashkar-e-Taiba in India. Instead of sending terrorists every time directly from Pakistan, which is difficult, they have groomed a group within India that works against the nation. This TRF was formed in October 2019, shortly after Article 370 was abrogated in August 2019. Why did they specifically choose this place for the attack when there are so many places in India? There are reasons. In this attack, they didn't harm the locals. They specifically sought out non-locals, and especially Hindus. Why? Because Baisaran Valley is about 6 kilometers away from Pahalgam, and there's no solid road route. People either walk or ride horses to reach it. There's minimal connectivity with the outside world. Even if the news got out, or even after finding out, it would still take time for forces to arrive, giving the terrorists enough time to escape. That is the main reason they chose this location. But there is something to be saluted about the locals. Despite having no proper transportation, they did their best to help each other and ensure the injured received medication. Some carried the wounded on their shoulders, some on horses, transporting them to safer areas for treatment. One particularly sad outcome is that the terrorists wore Indian Army uniforms, so when the real army eventually arrived, people were afraid to approach them. There are more reasons they chose this place. Since the abrogation of Article 370, about 85,000 people have come and settled here because tourism was increasing and they wanted to start small businesses. As more outsiders came in, the Muslim population in that area started to decrease in proportion. If more Indians moved there, Pakistan's influence on that place would diminish. So they wanted to scare away any new outsiders from coming and also deter anyone thinking of investing in the area. This valley was chosen for that purpose. It doesn't end there. Soon, the Amarnath Yatra is going to start, and its origin point is also from near this place. The terrorists wanted Hindus to fear coming here and thus reduce the number of devotees making the pilgrimage. That was another part of their plan. Moreover, everyone knows about the recent Waqf amendment made by the Indian government. After India and Pakistan were partitioned, millions of Muslims migrated to Pakistan, leaving behind their lands in India without selling them to anyone. Back then, Nehru entrusted those lands to the Waqf board to protect them from illegal occupation. But after the recent Waqf amendment, many prominent Muslim leaders became restless. Right around that time, Pakistan's army chief Asim Munir openly declared that Hindus and Muslims are not the same and that Pakistan must go any distance for Kashmir, that they must avenge the sacrifices made. The audience there applauded him loudly. This shows that the plan for the attack was set in motion long ago. Pakistan mainly wants attention for anything it does. They want it to become international news. In 2000, when President Clinton visited India, they did the same thing. In the Chittisingpura village of Anantnag district, they massacred 36 Sikhs in a brutal act. Again, in 2002, when a US diplomat visited India, they attacked Kaluchak, killing 23 civilians, including 10 small children. Now, in the same manner, they timed this attack while US Vice President J.D. Vance was in India with his family. So even if it was a small attack, it would alert the entire world that things are not okay in Kashmir. Another version states that Pakistan is funded by China to carry out this attack. Why? Because India has the world's largest population of youth. Now, with Trump increasing tariffs on China, many companies are moving away from China. India is the only viable alternative for them. If all those companies came to India, India's GDP could shoot up and China would suffer losses. To deter these companies from viewing India as safe, they orchestrated this attack to send the message that India is not secure. Lastly, why did they specifically target Hindus? There's another conspiracy behind that too. If there's a religious conflict in India, it would weaken India from within. People would fight among themselves. They chose a time when Modi was not in the country. Indeed, when this incident happened, Modi was on a foreign visit to Saudi Arabia. Pakistan also didn't like how India was getting closer to a prosperous Muslim country like Saudi. Yet, our nation responded very swiftly and launched Operation Tikka. 2 terrorists have already been tracked and killed. What does the incident in Baisaran Valley tell us? That terrorism never triumphs. It can only cause destruction, fear, and sorrow. By killing innocent people, terrorists cannot achieve their goals. The best way to defeat terror is not to be afraid. If we continue to visit the place, then the terrorists truly lose. If we stop out of fear, that would be their victory. This incident must not weaken us Indians. We must strengthen our willpower and firmly declare that terrorism will never succeed.